Good evening. Welcome to the Bedtime Cocktail. And as you can see from my background, I have a projector light that shows bedtime. Yay! And I have the Christmas music, so you know it is the holidays. The holidays. Okay, so this one's gonna act like my rogue dread here, huh? You just don't want to be hidden. So welcome to the bedtime cocktail that goes before our bedtime stories. And in true holiday season, our cocktail will be spiked eggnog. Okay. I just want to keep the lights off for a moment for those who are watching via IG. Just to get the Christmas spirit in, and that this is bedtime with my moon in the background. But once I turn on my ring light, which will bring me closer to, bring light in, you won't be able to see the projector light. But I do want to big up Dollar Tree. I got these projector lights that you can project on your wall images. This, you can see this one, I think, is the snowman. Can you see it? There you go. Funny. And then the song about the snowman. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. So I got these for $1 at Dollar Tree. You might want to try to see if they have them there now. But if you wait, the longer you wait until December, the quicker those are gone. Okay? Now, this is not December, just in case you're confused, because it's not December, but it is after Thanksgiving, and that's when we begin to decorate for Christmas. Yes, not after Halloween, but after Thanksgiving. Okay? So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut on my ring light so that you can see me clearly and see how I am mixing my cocktails for tonight, which will be spiked eggnog. So, here goes nothing. Ooh, bright light, bright light. They're warm colors. Yes. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Okay, so, tonight, we'll be using the rest of the Murray's, but not the full thing, because I'm only going to put it in this one glass, which, as you can see, is the ATA glass here. Now, it gets so dirty so quickly. I just cleaned it. But anyway, my hands must have been oily. But anyway, this is the ATA, according to AKARA. Glass is available in the description. Or you can go to according to AKARA podcast.springs.com, and you can get those same things. So what we're going to do is we're going to spike our eggnog. I got some Southern Comfort eggnog, it's unalcoholic eggnog. And I'm using the rest, using the Murray's rum. And also what I got from Dollar Tree is these little peppermint shot glasses. And I got these from the Dollar Tree, and I got like a ton of them. I got like 4 more left because I've been eating on these. Okay, so shut up. Don't judge me. So these are peppermint candy cups. Peppermint candy cups that I'm going to use to put my shots. Shots. So this is how it is. And by the way, I have had them, again, like I said before, without. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake up the eggnog. Shake it up. Shake up the eggnog so it's well shaken before we pour it into our glass. Okay. Pull out the tab. About to say, did I bring my cinnamon? So fill the glass mostly full, and I'm gonna put a couple of shots into my rum. Now, real quick story, a quick story about me and making spiked eggnog. Okay, so one Thanksgiving when my parents were still here, and I went home for Thanksgiving to spend Thanksgiving with my family, and you know, the Sibs were like, are we going to have the eggnog? Are we going to pull out, this is after Thanksgiving, are we going to pull out the eggnog? Who's going to mix the eggnog? Okay, now my sister is a certified bartender, okay, certified bartender, and she did not, she's like, no. I said, oh, well, I want to do it. And this is the first time, now mind you, I've heard of spiked eggnogs. This is the first time me ever making it. So she said, you just pour in the eggnog and the rum at the same time. I'm like, okay. So I poured it. That stuff was so strong. That eggnog was so strong. It was so strong. So, ooh. And you see I had still got my heavy hand. So that was a overflowing shot. Another overflowing shot. And then I'm going to mix it in there with my metal straw. See? And I'm going to put this candy cane back in. Oh. I'm sorry. Kind of licking the liquor off this peppermint. Na. Remember this look. Okay. Oh, that's nasty. There should be no children watching this, okay? So, remember that because it will make sense later. So right now, I'm stirring the rum up, which doesn't seem like it wants to stir up. It don't want to get down in there, but I'm going to have to stir it. I don't have a bartending spoon yet. So I'm mixing that. Let me put the top on this and put that to the side. Put that to the side. Put the eggnog to the side. I can go ahead and turn off my projector because you can't see nothing. Well, you see very little. Okay. But I'm still mixing it in there. It looks like it's starting to mix and still being so caramelly at the top. Maybe I should have put the rum in the bottom and then and then it would have mixed and blended together. That is an option. Do whatever you do, whatever rocks your boat, we will float it. Okay, so it looks like it's well mixed. I like to put a little dash of cinnamon on top. There was a lot of dash of cinnamon on top. Let me turn it around so it'll have a pattern. And the ATA spiked eggnog. This would be the ATA spiked eggnog. Topped off with cinnamon. Yay! Let's see. Am I going to be drunk or am I going to be high? I did good. I will be tipsy, but you can't taste all the rum. It's really good. Let me go to the top and see. Oh, yeah. I did good, y'all. I did good. All right. So that is the end of our cocktail. It's the ATA spiked eggnog. The spiked eggnog. I keep doing it like Bigo is live. They don't allow this type of thing. So, well, So what I did was I filled most of my glass up. I filled most of my glass up. It's a pint glass. So I filled it up to almost full, and then I put 2 shots of rum in my glass. Topped it off with a dash of cinnamon. I put it in there, stirred it in there, and then I topped it off with cinnamon. Yay! So, with that being said, thank you for joining me for the Bedtime Cocktail. Thank you and happy holidays. See you in a few minutes with the Bedtime Stories. And it gets, when I said the others was juicy, this is not even juicy. This is hot. It's hot fire. You heard me? Hot fire. Child. Woo, woo. Can't wait. Talk to you in a little bit. Okay. Welcome, good evening, welcome, and happy holidays to all. Welcome to the Bedtime Stories with According to AKARA. And who's AKARA? That's me. Boop, boop. As you can tell by my intro, I'm very much into the Christmas spirit this year. I've already started decorating. I don't decorate much. I ain't going to show you around my house. But the little bit I do have and the little bit of space I do have, I do decorate my home. Still decorating a little bit more. I think I'm going to get some more tomorrow. Decorations so I can decorate my house. Maybe even put a wreath on my door. But definitely celebrating. I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Glory be to God. I cooked until I was sore. It was a labor of love. And then I sent all the food home with my son and his roommate. That food will be gone by the end of the weekend because those are 2 grown men. But at any rate, let's get into it. It is talking about all I want for Christmas is you. Okay, so my live stopped. It paused. IG paused my feed. Let me make sure that I have it on Wi-Fi as well, just in case, stuff is okay. Good, it was on Wi-Fi. So if anything gets a little crazy, at least I have my Wi-Fi, and I know I paid it because it comes out automatic withdrawal. Hello. So you see, I got my holiday stuff on. So let's get into it. Okay. Now I'm hoping the first time I actually cut the sound off, and so did my podcast recording. It shut down too. So I'm not sure if this is a new beginning of, but it looks like it's continuing from the last one. So you will have a silence, and then you will hear me come back with sound and music podcast. That was just me putting stuff up and wrapping up from the Bedtime Cocktail. Again, we have Bigo live here with me, IG live here with me, and I'm recording the podcast for the Bedtime Stories. Yay, yay. So I didn't say let's get into it 2 times before. 3rd time's the charm. So let's get into what happened. So now remember the last 2 chapters, 10 and 11. It kind of brought us full circle back to the first chapter with her finding out information from the accountant about Tyson's business dealings, and he wrote a money order. Girls and boys, let me tell you, oh my God. We do find out who he was writing this check, and you would believe it. You actually would believe it, and I'm going to tell you, but I ain't going to tell you right away. Okay? Hello? Hello. Okay, so um chapter 2, it kind of still it fills in what she did before she got to the point where she was driving, she's stunned, she's hurt, she's found out her husband had lied to her again, like the first chapter. So we open chapter 12 with Zeus and Saint at the new location, new warehouse or location where they distribute their product. We don't really know. We just know it's drugs. We don't know if it's cocaine, heroin, Adderall pills. We don't know what it is, but it's definitely drugs. But anyway, but where they're distributing, and they're almost done. They it mentions that Scar hit back Pablo for his hit on his spot as promised. Scar said he was gonna get him back, and he indeed did so. Okay, he indeed hit him back and gave a message like, "Don't fuck with us." Okay. Zeus is, so they're wrapping up, and so they haven't had any issues since Scar hit back. And as quiet as, they're coming to the end of, they're wrapping out the distribution, and they notice, but they're waiting for two people. Those two people is Mac and Toy. Now, I'll be honest with you, first thing I said, I know they ain't fucking with each other. Please don't let it be them fucking with each other. Right? So, Mac comes strolling in late, Before that, Zeus asks Mac, have you seen, not asked Mac, he asked Saint, have you seen Mac? Saint looked at him like, nigga, no. He's like, nah, I don't fuck with that dude. I just do what I have to do with business-wise, but I don't fuck with him. I don't know where he be rolling. I don't know where he be staying. I don't know where his mama stay. I don't know where his daddy stay, where his grandma stay. I don't know. I don't know that. I don't care. I don't fuck with Mac. So it's like, yeah. But he kind of Zeus kind of hesitated to ask him about Toy, because though they may have thought they were trying to hide this shit, he saw it too. Just like Mac had noticed that he had a thing for Toy, and that him and Toy had gotten close since they had started doing business. You know what I'm saying? So, but he still asks. He hesitated to say, "Have you seen Toy?" Nah, man, I don't know where Toy is, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. And then Zeus was like, I'm just saying, I noticed that y'all had gotten close, okay? And then all of a sudden it was just real strange energy. I don't know what y'all got going on. It's none of my business. I just, that's why I'm asking. I don't know what y'all got going on. And saying, he's brushing it off like, no, I don't know. I don't know where she is. Ain't nothing going on. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so they go through that awkward moment, and then Max comes strolling in, his ass late. Zeus is like, he comes in, what's going on? He's like, what's going on? He's like, you late, nigga. That's what's going on. We trying to wrap up shit. We waiting for your ass. What's going on? What happened? Why? He said, I just had to take care of some business, nothing, whatever, bong, bong, bong. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on. We don't know what Mac was doing. I don't know. Spying on Toy. Delivering. Anyway, I can't say that now. But we don't know. He's just like, I just had something I had to do on the other side of town. I'm just getting to this side of town. Like, Zeus is like, whatever, nigga. You know what time we need. We trying to get in and out. We're not trying to stay up here waiting forever for you. So everybody's frustrated, whatever. So as Mac is trying to explain, look, I just had things. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? You hear someone get out of the car. Click, 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 click of heels. He knows it's Toy. And the whole purpose, the reason why Mac is coming late is because he also he's feeling a type of way, and he really doesn't want to fuck with Toy. You know what I'm saying? Because he's still in his feeling of the fact that she was the one taking over and not him. Hello. So here comes Toy, and he's like, so the real reason why he was late is he was trying to avoid Toy, Mac, that is, but too late. So Toy's coming in. She's definitely, you could tell that she has something, she's going through something. She's very distant. She's very, like, she's here, but she's not there mentally. You know, her body's here with them, but her mind is on the other side of town. She's messing them around. No, stop. Her body's here with them, but her mind is on the other side of town. Okay, anyway. He's messing them around. Anyway. Anyway, so, she's there. They're asking, like, what's up with you? What's going on with you? You know, why are you so late? Is everything okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm alright. It's whatever. Nah. And then she noticed that the duffel bag is there. And then she was like, good distraction. She distracted. She distracted. Ooh, distracted, yeah. Love of her life. So they're just, she's going through, so she's just really bothered. At this point, she had just left the accountant's office, and she had been to the other businesses before coming to the warehouse to see if she can find any paperwork. She didn't find anything. But she didn't heard some bad news about it, and she haven't figured it out yet. So that's why she's in her head, and she's not really there with them. But the distraction, so they stopped talking to her about, or prying and finding out what's going on with her. She sees that, nigga, she says to Maggie, like, you just getting here? Like, nigga, you know what we're doing here. You know what time you need to be there. You are a vet in this thing. You are the oldest standing person here. You are a leader. It'd be best that you lead by example, not be just rolling in here late, whatever time you want to do it. I'm tired of your shit. So she's distracted by it. Like, I'm tired of your shit, Mac. You know what I'm saying? You just getting here, you being late, and all you got to say is, oh, I had some shit to do on the other side of town. Like, nigga, this is your priority here. You come, you get your shit, you do whatever else later. We ain't trying to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? So she went in on Mac about how he's just been late and just not caring. And, she could tell that he don't like the whole situation. But it is what it is. And I need you to fall in line. So Mac is like, hold up, bitch. You sat up here and say that I'm this and I'm that and I'm a leader. Well, what is my position? What's the position I actually have? It ain't being the second hand, just do what we tell you to do, basically. He was like, well, whatever, he said, she was like, I'm tired of your shit. Just go. He said, all right, that's what I'm talking about. I'm going to just grab my stuff. She said, no. Leave without the product. Get out of here. He's like, everybody. It was like, scratch, record scratch. Everybody was like, oh, shit. Everybody in the warehouse. And there's not that many people there. It's just Saint, Zeus, Toy, Mac, and two other guys that was helping out. Two of Zeus's guys that was, in the back helping out with things. Shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, everybody kind of stared. It's like, oh, shit. What's going to happen now? She telling him to leave without the product? He's like, all right then. I see, you know what I'm saying? So he just leaves and without the duffel bag, I said, and then, Saint and Mac was like, so, well, what are you going to do with that product that we didn't give him? We'll figure out something. We'll figure out something. Right. So she kind of is, she distracted by pointing out a flaw of Max to get the heat off of her. Because right now she doesn't know how to feel. She just found out some more secrets that her husband has been keeping from her, the accountant, and she has no proof of what is this going on, and she can't seem to find it at this point, and she just stopped through to the warehouse because that's where she has to do, you know what I'm saying? And so she's still like, they said we'll figure it out, and then she eventually she leaves, and everybody they basically lock up the warehouse and get on out of there. For the meantime, whatever she was going to give to Matt, they put it in a safe place to distribute it to someone else to take up for what Mac isn't selling. Okay, so next scene in chapter 12, you have Toy on her after it says that it just mentioned that she had went to a couple of the addresses, other business of his, the car wash and the in the rim shop, to see if maybe she could find some evidence of what his accountant was talking about. And she goes, because he's been, there's been direct withdrawals. He's been transferring money to a person, $5,000 a month, every month to somebody. The accountant claims he doesn't know who it is, and he doesn't. So she's like, she's been to the other businesses, and then she thought, the laundromat. And this brings us back to chapter 1, where she's walking into the laundromat, going through his stuff to see what was these payments for. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she found out a lot. She found out that Tyson had separate mortgage, separate car. He had a whole nother life separate from what he had been presented to her. So not only was he still in the business, but he had a whole nother life. He had a separate mortgage. You see me keep looking down. Okay, so based on what she says, it says here, she already knew what was going on. It was obvious to her that Tyson had a girlfriend. That was the only thing she could think of to explain some of the things she discovered in her meeting with Martin, the accountant. The separate mortgage, car note, and reoccurring monthly bank transfers must have all been for his side bitch. Separate mortgage, car note, and monthly payments. He was taking care of this bitch. Okay, it's obvious. So, she makes her way to this brings us again full circle back to chapter 1, while she's on the phone with Brittany, and Brittany's telling her about another failed date. first date that she was having with whoever that guy was. And she was, just like in chapter 1, she was half listening to her as she was going through Tyson's stuff. And this brings us full circle to when her mother-in-law, Cynthia, comes to the laundromat as well, because she then did my friend finder or whatever to track her granddaughter's iPad, which was in Toy's truck, to find her, because Toy had been ignoring Cynthia's calls for a minute. She's been ignoring her calls. Because Cynthia said, I want to see my grandkids. Now, what I did note, and I know who I would cast as Cynthia, the mother-in-law, the annoying mother-in-law, that would have that sistertude that we need. At first, I thought, Tasha Smith. She got that sistertude, right? But then I said, she still looks way too young to be somebody's mother. You know what I'm saying? She looked like she would be the same age as what's her name? Nadine Ellis, who I casted as Toy. They seem like they would be more, and I look at Nadine and I think about Tasha Smith, and I know they're not the same age, but they may be close, but they look similar. Because Black Don't Crack, and Tasha Smith could be 75 years old. She looks not a day over 30. Okay? So, it is the same thing with Nadine. So, instead of Tasha Smith, who she could, if she had a child young, be the mother of Tyson, but the best one, no better than the Black Hollywood mother. The Black Hollywood mother. Or the mother of Black Hollywood. That's what it is. The mother of Black Hollywood. None other than Jennifer Lewis. She still has that sistertude. She will be the one that is talking all that smack in the background. I want to see my grandkid. She's perfect for Cynthia, the mother-in-law. She would be perfect for the mother-in-law. The perfect mother-in-law. Okay? So she's there. Again, we're bringing it back to where she's looking through this paperwork. She gets off the phone with Britt, and soon as Cynthia and Tarika, who I haven't yet figured out who I would cast as her, but whoever would be the sister-in-law, Tarika, would have to be someone that is close with her mom, but is sympathetic. She also knows her mother. She knows her mother is over the top. You know what I'm saying? She knows her mother does too much. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. She knows her mom do too much, and she just ghetto as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But she's a little sympathetic. She doesn't go as hard as her mother. She's kind of like henpecked by her mom. She kind of like follows behind her mom. And, but she has moments where she shows sympathy. I haven't figured out who that might be. I'm thinking it might be the young lady who was in Set It Off, the mother, the single mom. I can't remember who it was. Her real name. I'm not looking it up today. We'll get that next week. But I definitely have casted Cynthia, the mother-in-law, Cynthia Ford, as Jennifer Lewis. Okay? So, she's at the laundromat. Her mother-in-law, so she gets off the phone with her best friend, Britt, and her mother-in-law walked in. She's like, what you doing here? Blah, blah, blah. She's found this thick envelope of paperwork. She's thumbing through it when she comes through. And she has her little evil banter between her and her mom, her mother-in-law. And as soon as she started doing her little cussing and fussing and all that stuff, she tunes her out and continues looking through the paperwork. And this is where she comes across the money order and that was being sent and who it was paid into the order of. Let me see. Do I have a drum roll? I got gunshots. I'm sure she want to shoot her behind too. Okay, so I don't have a drum roll. Drum roll, please. The money orders were made out to none other. When she stood up, she said, "That bitch, I'm gonna kill that bitch." When she stood up, I want to make sure we found out that it was who it was in the first chapter. Okay, yes, we do. In the 12th chapter. She found out. And while she stood that bitch. And Tarika's like, "Who you calling a bitch?" UNITY. UNITY. That's a unity. And she said, "Who you calling a bitch? You better not be talking about my mama." She looked up and it's like, "Girl, I'm not even thinking about your mother. What are you talking about?" "Oh, okay." She said, "That bitch. Charisse." She said, "That bitch." And the mother-in-law looked at her and she started laughing. She's like, "Girl, you just finding out. You just figuring out that Tyson's Prince Charissa's son is Tyson's son? You just figuring that shit out? Oh, damn." And she started laughing at her. Like, "Girl, you were smart as hell, but you stupid too. You was the smartest dumb person I know. Oh my God, you just figured that out. You just figuring out that Tyson's son is Prince Charisse, one of your good friends. One of your BFFs. That's right. That nigga's baby mama is your girl. And you've been hugged up and on her side this whole time, and she didn't have a baby by your man. Have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire." What? And so, Toya ain't having it. She's like, she turns on moms. It's like, "What? Bitch?" And now meanwhile, Tarika's like, "Mom, look, don't, stop, Mom." She's trying to tell her, like, "No, don't do this." But the mom is just taunting Toy. She can't stand Toy, clearly, and Toy can't stand her either. But she's pointing like, "You didn't know? That's right. Your best friend was fucking your man." "That's what you get, bitch. That's what you get. You didn't know it. You so stupid. You so stupid. You smart and stupid at the same damn time." Oh, wow. Wow. For a smart person, you didn't notice that? You didn't get it? You didn't see it? Nothing told you that man is then fucking your best friend. Because Charisse and Britton are her two best friends. Okay? So, this is the shit that now I understand why a former close friend of mine was always nervous around me with her man being around me, especially by himself. I get it. Okay, but after years of relationship, you should know. But it's stories like this. It's stories like this that gives us single friends a bad name. Like, we all want your man. Not everyone wants your man. But in this case, Charisse did. So the mom is laughing and Toy loses it. And she starts going, she goes over to the mom and starts slap boxing mom. Pat, 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 pat. You know that, if y'all seen that reel on IG, if you have IG, and they do like this. But that was Toy slapping her mama all up in her mother-in-law all up in the face. Like, bitch, and Tarika tried to get in between and put her hands out. Stop. And she's still like, wow, 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 wow. Okay, she's still swatting the mom-in-law. And so, meanwhile, she's like, and then eventually Tarika holds her hands like, "Stop it, Toy." He said, "You mean y'all knew?" Toy's like, "Y'all knew? Y'all knew about this the whole time?" He said, "Yes." And this is where I feel like Tarika isn't an evil. She doesn't just hate her sister-in-law. She's just on her mom's side a lot. But she was like, look, it wasn't our place to tell you. Tyson should have said something. It was just not our place to tell you that Therese was. It wasn't our place. It was Tyson's place. And he didn't tell you. Like, she felt actually a little sorry for her because Tyson had been lying to her. And they protected his lie because it wasn't their place to tell her about her friend. You know what I'm saying? It was Tyson or Therese's move to do that. I completely agree with it. So I'm kind of not disliking Tarika as much. I still don't like mother-in-law though. So we end with her eventually. Ooh, no, that's the other juicy stuff. Her she kicks the mother and the sister out of the office, and they like, but no though. Let's be 100. But no though. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. We're gonna stay here. She said, well, fine. If you're not gonna leave, I'ma leave. She gets that thick envelope that had all the information in it, stuffed in her purse, and left. And that's the end of chapter 12. I want to say I did not see Therese. I kind of did. I said it'd be interesting if Therese was the one. You know what I'm saying? She's talking about she has a date and her baby daddy's in jail. She was watching her son unknown to her when she was having her back and watching Therese. I mean, I'm just interested if Therese is going to even respond. This is crazy. This is crazy. And I hate that. I hate that when stories like this, like someone's friend literally sleeps with someone they call a friend, husband, behind their back. Not only did she have the husband, okay, you slept with my friend's husband. You claim that this man just don't want to have nothing to do with your child. All the while, your child's father is your quote-unquote best friend's husband. And unless you can say that I got pregnant before y'all got together, which it doesn't seem like that's the situation. Okay. I don't know. How could you still there be in her face as a friend? Call yourself a friend and be in her face, my dude. How? Sway? Every day. Asking her to watch her stepson. And you call herself your friend. She must not have been around her as much as Britain. I'm just saying. Okay, so first of all, that eggnog is something special. That is some special eggnog. I think if I have another of my eggnog, it might be something special. I might have to. I'm gonna mix, before I go on to chapter 13. I'm gonna mix me a little more nog. I'm gonna have some more eggnog. I'm gonna pour me some more eggnog, alcohol-free eggnog. Alcohol-free eggnog. Yeah, just tis the season of eggnog. I don't drink eggnog. I really didn't drink eggnog, but tis the season. And with a dash of cinnamon and a splash of this and a splash of that, it's really good. So, I'm going to put on some more music. We're going to fast forward because I know that's going to strike me. Now, this might not. This is a common Christmas song. Please don't strike me, IG. I am using Southern Comfort eggnog for a Beagle Live. I'm drinking that. I just put some extra spices in it first. If you want to see how I made, what spices I used for the eggnog to top it off, outside of cinnamon, go to IG and see the bedtime drink. That's not what it's called. Okay, but I can't show it here, nor can I show the product outside of the non-alcoholic things. Okay. I'd be amiss if I didn't. Still, even though there's some cinnamon in there already, do my cinnamon. I remember back in the day, right after Thanksgiving, I told a story that it would not be appropriate for Beagle Live, but I can say I do remember as a child, right about Thanksgiving and Christmas, my parents would always get eggnog. They would always get eggnog. And I was never a big eggnog drinker. I never understood just drinking eggnog. You know what I'm saying? What is this milky egg drink you talking about? And the cinnamon helped. I did used to drink it. But as I got older and learned of the new spices, that you can put into it to make it more than just eggnog. And it just makes the the creamy eggnog with the other spice. You spice it just like, and I will say this, what I did learn about rum is spiced rum is kind of cheating. Where's my remote control? It is cheating. True bartenders don't use spiced rum for anything. They if you want to add spices to your rum, you just add it yourself, whatever spices you want. Cloves, cinnamon, eggnog, not eggnog, but nutmeg or whatever you want to add to your alcohol to spice it up. That's what you use. And the same thing you do with eggnog. So, here's to the holidays in chapter 13. Not telling you, delicious. Okay, so let's go on to chapter 13. So we enter chapter 13 with Saint, aka Hassan. I like Hassan. That sounds like, hey Hassan. Anyway, hey Hassan. And we know we have casted him as Michael Jai White. He's at home. It's thunderstorming outside. He's watching the game. He's chilling. He's at his home, chilling. He's down. Done his business for the day. And he hears a faint knock on his door, but he's like, I'm not expecting anybody. He sounds like me. I'm not expecting anybody. I can ignore that knock. Because I'm not expecting nobody to come over my house. I'm not expecting a soul to come over here. Okay? So he's like, I said, I can ignore it. I keep on watching this game. And it's not a hard boom, 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 open the door type of knock. It's just like a knock, knock, knock. Barely can hear, but enough that, attentive lieutenant like Saint would notice it. So he's like, he hesitates and he gets up. So his slippers or house shoes or whatever, and he slowly makes his way to the door. Looks through the peephole, and it's none other than Toy standing at his door, drenching wet. And hot for his body. So he slowly opens up the door and he sees her little just she looks horrible. You know what? Not horrible. But she looks good, but she looks like she's been going. She's been crying. You can see that her eyes are red. She's drenched from head to toe. Because it's raining outside, duh. But he can tell that her eyes are red. She's been crying, and he's like, "So, what's up?" Now, mind you, just last chapter, not the last chapter, the chapter before last week, we have him making the offer like, "I can stay with you and keep you warm at night and secure you." And she was like, "But I'm married. I can't do it." In her head, she said, "As much as I want to, just jump on it." Okay. I wanna sit on it. She wanted to sit on it, but she was married, and she's a faithful woman. And at the time, back then, as far as she's concerned, her husband's a faithful man. He's lied to her, but he hasn't cheated. Now that she done found out that he done cheated, not only cheated, but taking care of this bitch who called herself a friend of hers. He's not only paying her child support secretly, but he has a mortgage and a car. This bitch is driving around in her husband's car. She's living in her husband's house. This is the person she called a close friend. So this is devastating to her. Of course she's been crying and drinking heavily. And so you'll find out if you get the book on Amazon, which is available in paperback and in digital form on Kindle, to that she done found out her man has cheated, has a whole baby, and is taking care of the bitch and the baby. Okay. So she's going over to Saints to get her some Saint. You hear me? Get her some Saint. So he's like, she didn't want to. He said, "So what's going on?" She's like, and he's standing at the door. Now we back at the door. She opens the door and say, "What's up? You all right?" She said, she doesn't really. She just like. He said, she asked, "Can I come in?" And he kind of hesitated, like, "Bitch, you just turned me down just last week, and now you want to come in here because you looking all sad." He ain't saying that, but that's what he's saying in his head. And he's like, she was like, "Hassan, please." You know, he's like, he let her in, and he said, "You want something to drink?" And he always said, "Have a seat." He goes to get her a drink, and he knows from the look of her face, she doesn't need water. She needs a good stiff drink. So he fixed her his drink, and you know, he kind of hesitates before he sits next to her, but he sits next to her on the couch, and he says, "You want to tell me what's going on?" And she's like, no, she doesn't really want to talk about it. She just wants to be there. So he's like, okay, well. He has his arm up against. Oh wait, let me lean back. He's like this, you know, on the couch, leaning back, watching. He says, so he goes back to. Okay, you can't really hear me really good, but okay. So he has his hand up against. He's lean back, lean back, lean back. So I'm gonna talk a little loud. So he's like this, leaning back, and he's looking at her, but. He's like, okay, she obviously, whatever she's going through, she doesn't want to talk about it, but she's here, and I let her in, so I'm cool. So he goes back to watching the game until it's finished. And once the game finished, he goes back, he puts his attention on her. But before he comes back, he catches her looking at him. She catches her looking at him, and she is, and I'm telling you, okay, so let me see. He knew that, did it describe her Okay, okay, okay. Her description of her staring at him. Okay, okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. When she rubbed her hands on her thighs in an attempt to dry them, she cut her eyes at Saint, who was now focused on the game. After leaving the laundromat, she went back to the condo and had several glasses of wine. She knew she had no business driving to his place in the rain. She was extremely glad that she had made it safely. Liquid courage wasn't the only thing that led her to him. That is Saint. While she continued to look at him, admiring his strong jawline, admiring her strong jawline and full, thick lips, she knew exactly why she was there. She wanted him. The revelations from earlier and the weight of Tyson and Therese's betrayal caused such an immeasurable amount of pain, and Toy she wanted it to go away. She wanted Saint to make it go away. She couldn't help but stare at his chest muscles on full display in his wife-beater undershirt. Her eyes eventually traveled down to the print that revealed what rested against his leg in his gray basketball shorts. And you know, ladies, what that gray sweatpants season is in. Be careful for the gray sweatpants, ladies. Okay? And she's vulnerable at this point. She is vulnerable at this point. She is like Holly Berry in Players Ball. Is it Players Ball or in Monsters Ball? Just make me feel good. That's what she is. Just make me feel good. Okay? That's what she is right now. And she wants things to take the pain away, or at least make her forget for a moment what she just found out. What in the hell she just found out. So she's sitting there, and he catches her looking at him. And when he catches her look, she looks away like, oh, so, how long you know, she tried to play it off, but he saw her already. It was too late. So, the game is off, and he turns his attention back towards Toy, and he says, so are you ready to talk to me about what's going on? Not really. I don't really want to talk about it. He said, then what do you want from me? So she gets up. She says this specifically. I'm going to read it. I want you to get me out these wet clothes, she said. Softly, she kicked off her shoes. That's what I want. Woo! Go ahead, Toy. Go ahead, girl. She was like, I want you to take me out these clothes and take me and touch me in the morning. Anyway, he said, it says, I'm saying what it says. It says, Saint felt his dick jump at her straightforwardness. Nothing. Let me tell you something, ladies. I've been on this earth for 49 and almost 50 years, honey. And one of the things that has never failed me is when I've been just straightforward of what I wanted. Let's not beat around the bush and try to let you figure out what you want. I want you. I want you, and I like you. We can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. Okay? Guys, They are expecting you to play game like, no, 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 I want you to hold me. But when you just straight up and say, I want that D, give me my vitamin D. Come and blow my back out. Thank you. And good night. Okay? That's what I want from you. He knew that's what she wanted. Just by the way she was looking at him. He knows. He felt the energy. Prior to this, there was sexual tension between Saint and Toy for a long time now. He knew why she came over there. He wanted to hear her say it. Say my name, 'cause no one is around you. Say, baby, I love you. Say, baby, I want thee. Just say it. I want to hear you say it. So, he's like, word? Dick jumped. Roof. Say less. He takes her hand and it says specifically, before kissing her knuckles, he held he held it for a brief moment. He held her hand for a brief moment before kissing her bare knuckles. He wanted her to know that in that moment he knew she wasn't wearing her wedding ring. So it's like, that's a smooth move. It's like, I know he noticed. It doesn't say it here, but I believe that he noticed that she wasn't wearing that wedding ring when she was at that door. That's one of the reasons why he knew she doesn't see herself as a married woman. She sees the truth about her husband that maybe he already knew. Don't forget, he hang with Scar. Scar be knowing everything. So Scar probably knew that he had another woman on the side. And if Scar knew, it's highly possible Saint knew. So, needless to say, they got it on. Oh, baby. They got it on. Oh, yes, they did. And apparently, his tongue game was vicious. Okay? He licked her until climax. She tried to get away, and he just drug her back. No, you're going to take all of this. Good. Good. Okay. I'm just saying. I told you I remember that. Now, pretend I was Saint. He was all up in, he was having breakfast, lunch, and dinner downtown. Downtown. Okay. Until she exploded. Okay. And then they proceeded to make sweet, sweet, sweet love. He gave her all his love. Her love came down. Ooh, he made her love come down. All the way down. Okay, yes. You know, old school knew how to cover it up by saying my love. Instead of just saying she squirted all over his face. And he took it all like, take it to me. No, stop. Anyway. I'm being nasty. Stop being nasty, AKARA. Stop being nasty. Okay. Alright, okay. I was being nasty. Please forgive me. But this is Bedtime Stories, and this is an adult show. So, children, you shouldn't even be listening to me. But if you are, this is what your mama and daddy do. Or have done. That's how they made you. But you should not. Turn this off right now. Okay? Turn it off. And if you got a single daddy, tell him to turn it on. He might like what he sees. 'Cause, baby, I'm worth it. Anyway. So, yes. So they finally did it. But I have to say that Tyson was very careful about it. He was like, are you sure? You positive? Don't play with me. So he did the typical to make sure that this is what she really wanted. He wanted her to say it. That it wasn't just an ego thing. I think with that, it is for acknowledgement that this is consensual. Men, don't say that she just gave you the googly eyes and that she wanted it. She came over your house after 12 o'clock at night and she clearly wanted the D. It could be clear as day. She might want it, but until she says, give it to me, give me that funk, that sweet, that... Okay, unless she says, give it to me, you don't give her nothing. You don't give her nothing but a shoulder to cry on, and even that, not even a shoulder to cry on. If you think that you're that weak, that you would give into, and you just, somehow your dick end up in her vagina. Okay? Your penis end up in her vagina. I love the way the author, it was not, she didn't say, it was so beautiful, it was perfect for television, where you don't really, she's not saying his cock or his, outside of his, like, her saying that Tyson's dick jumped at her forwardness. But as far as that's concerned, that's all you got. You're not hearing his strong whatever. When it was, you knew what was going on. I got hot because I knew what was going down. But she described it so well without using porn words like cock and cunt and vagina and pussy and, whatever the situation is. Just know that Saint knew that he had to take his time with her because she's clearly hurt. And even though he doesn't know what's going on, he knows that she said she wants him to make her forget whatever the issue that she's dealing with. So he said in the book it says that Saint knew that he had to take it slow with her. And it has to be gentle. As much as he wanted to just bend her over, and just bang, 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 bang. He wanted to do that. But he said, this is not the time for that type of sex. This has to be lovemaking. Hello? This had to be lovemaking. And he made sweet, sweet love to the woman of his dream, even though this could get him in major trouble, mixing business with pleasure with toy. But in his eyes, at that moment in time, he said that she was worth the risk. So, she forgot all her problems for a minute, for a moment in time, and she held on to him for that moment. And that is pretty much the end of chapter 13. They made sweet love, and she forgot her problems for a second because she was with Saint. It was everything she dreamt it was going to be, everything. So we found out who the money order was written to. We knew it was a woman from the beginning. What we didn't know was someone that was so close to her. Oh, I would be sick if I found out a person that has been fronting like my friend. We've been kikiing. I've been lifting her spirits when she was down. Hating her baby daddy because he just left. It was a one-night stand. They knew she was a little freakazoid. She would do that type of thing. Anyway, she never really mentioned the father. And come to find out the father was her own husband. Oh, man. I'd be crushed, too. And, yes, if I knew that there was another man that was out there that wanted me when my husband is away and I find out all this stuff. I mean, I'm a human. I'm not saying it's right. But if I had that and, it was already on the rocks because he'd been lying, I found out he'd been lying to me this whole time. It's already been on the rocks. And I would have, I'm sorry, I'm with Toy. I would have done this. And I had some fine ass man that wants me. You think I will not rebound with that dude? I'm saved, but I don't know. I would have allowed myself to slip that day. Agreeably with her, what she did, I would have allowed myself to slip. I would have. I definitely would have. And then we find out that, and they finally get it on. They finally get it on. Will this matter? And she told her mother at the end of chapter 12, like, don't call me no more, and tell your funky little son, don't call me either. You know what I'm saying? So now Tyson's going to have to deal with this while behind bars that her best friend and Therese don't even know she know now, unless the mama went and told her. Or Tarika, the sister-in-law, that went and told Therese. But next time Toy sees Therese, it's Faye's on deck. She's going to be knocking her smooth out. I mean, on deck. She's lucky she didn't go to her house that day. She's lucky she didn't go to Teresa's house that day and beat her ass. You know what I'm saying? And funny enough, though, I mean, I put myself in Toy's shoes. This is a man that I've been dating for 17 years? Oh, no, 10 years, whatever. And married to for 5. And I found out he been fucking my best friend. Has a whole child with my best friend. I mean, I don't know. At this age, I think I would want to know more. I want to know, why would you? You know, what happened? I want to know, me now, not being the person that has been betrayed, but I want to know why. Why? Why did you pretend to be my friend? And you've been sleeping with my man the whole time. That part I don't get. Like, I can't see myself still being a friend of somebody who I fucked their husband or their significant other, being close friends. Now, I ain't gonna say that I ain't slept with somebody's man before in my life. I'm 50 years old, boo. Okay, I'm a 70s baby. Chances are I have slept with your husband or your man at some point. Don't know if he was with you when it happened or y'all was on a break. But I'm pretty sure I have. Okay? But none of y'all have been my friend. I would, if I was in love with your man, if you were my friend, and mind you, at this point I have 2, and one is a man, okay, that I consider best friends. Now, I have associates. Your man ain't. No, I'm sorry. I will respect your relationship, but if it comes down to it and you're just someone I associate with on occasion, okay, and you're not married to that man, and that man wants me, I don't know. I can't do it. I want to say that he's off limit. He's off. He is for the streets. Okay, but no. Even if I know you, just my moral standard, I could not work with you. Even if I don't like you, I will not ever be able to look at you in the face and be right, knowing that I've slept with your man or I continually sleep with your man. You know what I'm saying? If I slept with him and it was like, oh girl, I didn't know that was your man. I thought he said he was your cousin. You know what I'm saying? You know, if it's that type of situation and I don't know, or you have broken up and it's been a while, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah. Fuck those people who think just because they slept with you one time, that's your boyfriend. Your man is on the board to be fucked. Okay? Okay? Because I've known people in the past and they are associates of mine. Now, friends, I hope to not have a friend that will claim a man as her boyfriend after the first encounter. You know what I'm saying? Sexual encounter. Okay? If he fucked you a couple of times and then left and y'all don't have, like, you ain't living together, you know what I'm saying? And you only had sex 3 times or something like that, he can still get fucked by me. I will still fuck him. You know what I'm saying? You're an associate. A friend, nah. You need to, I would warn her, like, yo, he was coming on to me. Don't take him too seriously. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't take him too seriously. But I fucked someone's man that I didn't know? Well, I'm pretty sure I have. A couple of times, a few times, that I did not know the woman. Okay? I couldn't do it even if I knew that she was okay and they had an open relationship. Just no. But if I don't know you and he presents himself as single, consider him fucked. Okay? And I'm attracted to him. If I'm not attracted to him, your man is safe. Trust me. You know. Most men that are married to friends of mine instantly become unattractive to me. Instantly. I have never wanted a friend's man. I actually have never wanted a friend's man. Okay. Period. Okay. Period. Never. Not one time. I've only had, let me see, as far as I know, I've only had 2 friends of mine who, well, one whose actual husband came on to me, and I told her straight away, in the risk of losing a friend because she would take her man's side, but you will know that I told you that he came on to me. And if you don't want to be my friend, I was cool with not being that person's friend, but I'm going to let you know what he did. And that was only by phone. Any other time, no. Now, again, I'm not saying I've never slept with someone else's man, but I never knew them. They were not my friend. They were not in my inner circle. I don't know you like that. Because I can't know and care for you and call you my friend and sleep with your man. That's an oxymoron. I will never be the same. Well, I have to hate you. Either I'm going to turn on my friend, the person I consider my friend, or I'm going to turn on him and, like, I'm going to tell her at the risk of her hating me for saying that shit. But what you do, you came on to him? Maybe. I don't think I have. But if you hate me, fine, but don't say AKARA never told you. That's what your man did. Okay? So, that concludes this Bedtime Stories. Next week is 14 and 15. Please know I've already ordered part 2 of Caught Up Loving a Trill 1, part 2. This is a trilogy book. I'm almost at the end. Next week will be, I'll do 14 and 15, and then the last chapter after that on the 17th, like right before Christmas. And then the bedtime stories, we will not have a bedtime story on Christmas, but we will have a Kwanzaa one. And I'm excited about doing that. That will not be caught up with Loving the Trill one. I'm hoping that maybe I can get the author to come on and have a brief interview if she can for that day. I still have to call and ask if she's willing to do an interview. If not, then we'll just go on to the next book. Anyway, so with that being said, you all, I've had a wonderful time here discussing this book. I'm now trying to figure out what's going to happen when Tyson finds out that she knows about Therese. What's going to happen? Is she going to go and whoop Therese's ass now? Now that she didn't get hers, is she going to file for a divorce? Now that he, whatever, which would be horrible for Tyson's case, because now if she gets a divorce while he's in jail, she can testify against him because they're no longer together. But will they might have a situation where they were married at the time, so she can't really she doesn't have to testify, but she could. But she can't because she's just as involved in it now. So anyway, that's all I got for you all. You all have a wonderful evening, have a wonderful rest, and I will see you on Monday morning for the morning chat. Remember, follow me on all channels, all platforms, according to AKARA. And if you want to support this channel, the information will be in the description of IG and YouTube, and on Podbean for the podcast. So remember, that is all. Remember to love yourself, love your neighbor, and stay authentic. Y'all have a great evening. Goodbye.